down. I said, y'all, it's about to go down.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? This is your boy Steve Belcher with Urban Health Outreach Media. Thanks for joining me. Look, tonight I'm going to be talking about preparing. Hello. Okay. Here we go. Welcome to Urban Health Outreach Media. This is your boy Steve Belcher. Thank you for joining me. Had a little bit of silence on my mic, but look, share this video, share this broadcast. Listen, it's serious out there. I want to tell you, earlier today, we did filming for Urban Crisis. I was in Baltimore. If you watched it, you've seen the photos I posted of DaVita right next door to Family Dollar. Two different DaVitas right next door. And one DaVita right around the corner from a bioplasma treatment center. So this is serious. If you got diabetes or hypertension, again, get checked for kidney disease. The life you save may be your own. But today, we're going to talk about preparing for end-stage renal disease because about 700,000 people get on dialysis every year. You may be watching this. You may have it. You may know someone who's about preparing to get on dialysis, may have diabetes, hypertension, and the doctor told them that that kidney disease is in the future. This show is for you. You may have some individuals that have acute kidney injury, which their kidneys shut down temporarily, and they may or may not be going toward dialysis. So look, if you're in that situation, you know someone in that situation, share this broadcast because you need to know the information I'm about to give you. So what is end-stage renal disease, or ESRD? You may hear some people say. End-stage renal disease happens when the kidneys stop working completely. I mean, they're no longer functioning. You could have a little bit of urine output. A lot of times doctors put people on dialysis when their GFR comes about 5 or below. You may have some people could start earlier than that, depending on if they symptomatic, if they have symptoms with the disease as the kidney function starts to decline. But most of the time, a lot of people go on when the GFR, which is the glomerular filtration rate, gets down to about 5%. Now, at this point, either a kidney transplant or dialysis treatment is needed to stay alive. Let me repeat that. At this point, when your kidneys completely stop working, it could be a result of diabetes and hypertension, which are the two leading causes, right? Which are prevalent in African Americans. They can shut down from that. You don't even have to know that you have diabetes or hypertension. But at this point, you either need a kidney transplant or dialysis treatment to stay alive. That's the bottom line. Many people with acute kidney injury end up with end-stage renal disease and need to remain on dialysis treatment or get a transplant. So if you fall in this category, let's talk about preparing for long-term treatment. People who continue treatment can live very full lives. There's many people who's on hemodialysis, home dialysis, peritoneal dialysis that are living well beyond the expected or the estimated years that you may see online. In fact, we have a warrior and contributor to Urban Health Outreach Media, Don P. Edwards, 28 years, almost 30 years doing dialysis, both in-center and home dialysis, and even tried peritoneal. So don't let the information online discourage you from doing what you need to do to stay alive. Now, many people start treatment in a dialysis center. Once you get diagnosed, you may be in a hospital. If you're in this category, talk to your doctor about doing home dialysis, especially if you're working, because that's going to be a big deal. But there may be other options that fit your life better. Again, most people, when they're in the hospital, they get diagnosed, they go straight to outpatient hemodialysis, don't know nothing about home dialysis or peritoneal or any other form of treatment, and just go straight into the center. Let me tell you about your treatment options. You have choices to make about your treatment. If you're in this situation right now and dialysis may be in the future for you, you may be at stage 4. You may be at early stage 5. You may see, they may tell you dialysis may be a year or 6 months. I don't know. But if you're in that situation or you know someone in that situation, just know you have treatment options. You don't always have to go straight into the dialysis clinic. All right. Hemodialysis is just one of many different choices you can make. You may even be able to do dialysis at home or receive a kidney transplant. And yes, a kidney transplant. If you're not on dialysis yet, you can get a preemptive kidney transplant. Just talk with your nephrologist. Reach out to Jeffrey A. Brown, the Brown brothers. They can navigate you on how to do this. Now, think about these factors when you're learning about treatment options. All right? When you're learning about treatment options, if you're just starting dialysis, or for your mom, your dad, you know somebody, think about these factors before you make a final decision. Where would you prefer to have treatment? Again, where would you prefer to have your treatment if you had to go on dialysis? Would it be a medical setting, or will it be your home? Another factor, when would you like to have your treatment? Daytime or nighttime? Another factor, how comfortable are you to do your own treatment? Let me repeat that. How comfortable are you to do your own treatment? Independent, or you want a care team to assist you? These are some factors to think about, especially if you're about to start dialysis, you know somebody, or dialysis may be in your future. I hope it's not. That's why I do what I do, to connect the dots. Now, let's talk about catheters, CVC, just a short, brief intro, because if you have a catheter, if you first get diagnosed and they want to put you on dialysis right away, you're going to get a catheter. And I thought I had my catheter here to show you how it looked like, but what I do have to show you is how an artificial kidney would look like. It's not cut in half. I just cut it in half to show you the filters on the inside. That's what your blood goes through 3 times a week until you get a transplant, or basically until you die. I mean, that's the bottom line. And I'm trying to save a lot of people from having to go down this road, especially if you got diabetes or hypertension, which are the 2 leading causes of kidney failure. So a lot of times when you first get diagnosed, they put a catheter inside you. No matter what treatment option you choose, once you get this catheter, replacing your catheter with a permanent access is critical for staying safe and healthy. However, there's some people whose veins can't handle an access, so they have to have a catheter. So let's talk about preparing for life with treatment. Let's talk about the new normal, because that's what it is for a lot of people, the new normal. Share this broadcast, guys, because let me tell you something. I want to give you the straight truth. Statistically, right? If you're watching this broadcast and if you're Black, 9 out of 10 African Americans have stage 3 kidney disease and don't even know it. Like 4.9 million Blacks have undiagnosed diabetes, don't even know it. Why do you think you see me at all these multiple dialysis units? These guys are not there like, hey, we welcome to the neighborhood. We got some we got dialysis to dish out to you. Who the hell wants to go to dialysis 3 days a week for the rest of your life or until you get a transplant? I don't. However, if you in a community that has a dialysis clinic and there's no billboards that will let you know information like the tobacco company let the public know about the harmful effects of cigarettes, you need to know the harmful effects of diabetes and hypertension. So I want to take a break. I want to come back and we're going to go over preparing for life with treatment right after this message. All right, guys, I'm back. Now, let's talk about preparing for life with dialysis. The new normal. It's hit you. It hit your family member. It hit your cousin, your brother. Somebody you know or yourself is preparing for life with dialysis. Now, while you adjust to life on treatment, you'll need to keep other parts of your life in order, right? You still got to live your life. Even though you go to dialysis, if you're working, you still got to work. If you do other things, if you got your own business, if dialysis come in your life, you still got to do that on top of doing dialysis. All right. So if you are working, there are steps you need to take to keep your job and finances secure. How many people started dialysis and you may have lost your job or had to downsize to part-time, or you just lost your income? Like it just, bam, out of nowhere, right? But look, what if your kidney disease was a result of diabetes or hypertension? And let's say you're working and you're not keeping track of you got diabetes or hypertension, right? And let's just say you're working and there's a clinic that been in your neighborhood, say 8 years, 9 years, right? You're steadily eating what you're eating, whatever, not knowing you got diabetes or hypertension, and all of a sudden you feel sick and you're in the ER and the doctor says your kidneys failed. And then they ask you where you live. You tell them, and what's the lady? The case manager at the hospital come to your bed and say, where do you live? You tell them, oh, you got about 3 DeVitas in that neighborhood. You be like, give me the streets. Oh, here go one on Lee Street, one on Minnesota, and here go one on Fifth Avenue. Fifth Avenue? Damn. I live 2 blocks from there. Are you kidding me? And then the add salt to injury, that clinic been there 8 years and there's no billboards in the area to tell you that diabetes and hypertension are the 2 leading causes of kidney failure. And that's what caused your kidney failure. Now you're sitting in a damn unit that's been in your neighborhood for 8 years, not knowing that you had diabetes or hypertension. And they could have given you that information on a billboard, public service announcement, or something like that. That's why I do what I do, because they're not doing it, so I'm damn well going to do it. You want to listen, you can listen. If you don't have to. But at the end of the day, the damn dialysis clinics are still going to be in your neighborhood. And diabetes and hypertension are still going to be the leading causes of kidney failure. And it's going to affect blacks more than it affects any other race. That's the cold, hard truth. So let's talk about preparing for life with treatment. So if you're working, there's steps you can take to keep your job and finances in order. Taking time off through FMLA, sick time, vacation. So that's why it's good to have this stuff saved up. Because if you're at risk for hypertension and kidney disease and you working, make sure you have FMLA, your sick time, and vacation time saved up. Because when it comes down the pipe and when it hits you, you damn sure going to need that. I'm telling you. Also, consider short-term disability. Also, reach out and find out about ADA, employees' rights, through the American Disability Act. Now, if you're working and all of a sudden, boom, you get caught with kidney disease, you're in the emergency room, something happened, you can't breathe at night, and you find yourself in the emergency room and you still work, and they say, hey, your kidneys fail. And you're like, uh-oh, what am I going to do about my job? What are you going to do about your job now? There's hundreds and thousands of people who are in this situation, right? What are you going to do? Now, try using some of these suggestions with your employer. All right? You may say something like this. I had started kidney dialysis. It is a disability, but I plan to keep working. Now, let me tell you, using the word disability, right, may give you certain rights under the law. Yes. If you find yourself having to go on dialysis and you got to talk to your boss and you want to keep working, put that word disability in your sentence, right? In that conversation. Again, they may not know. You go back to work, you go in the office, sit down. Hey, Mr. Jackson, I need to talk to you. You know, I've been in the hospital. Now, I recently started kidney dialysis. It is a disability, but I plan to keep working. Again, use that word disability. Then you may go on to say, I need some time as I transition to end stage renal disease. All right. I need some time as I transition to ESRD. And then you may want to come back and say, after my time off, I anticipate being able to work again and still perform the important task of my job. Now, let me tell you something. This is big because when you're in the hospital and you get diagnosed, this is why you need to know what your treatment options are. Because if you don't know what your treatment options are and you go back to work and you start outpatient kidney dialysis, you may not can switch over like that. So it's good to know what your treatment options are. So when you come out the hospital, if you can do home dialysis, then you can be better prepared. You can do your training, have your machine at home, go to work, come home. You ain't got to go to the clinic. But if you don't know that this exists, then you're SOL. You're SOL. Now, these are some of the things you want to think about once you approach your supervisor and let them know. Do I have disability benefits? Yes. If so, let's talk about them. But what if you don't have disability benefits? Then you move on. Do you have FMLA? If yes, then let's talk about it. What if you don't have FMLA? If I don't have disability or FMLA, I would like to use vacation or sick time. Do you have any? If not, I hope you can give me some unpaid time to recover. Bottom line, you need to have a plan if you get hit with kidney disease. And the reason why I'm doing this broadcast, because there are thousands of people are going to find themselves in this position. You may know somebody, and they may not know that they can go back to work. They may not know they have other options. They may think that they got to go to the DaVita or the Fresenius in the community when they can do it at home. So share this broadcast. Let me see who I got who commented on my post before I head out. Oh, I got my girl Elaine. Thanks, Elaine. What exactly is acute kidney injury? That's what I have. I don't really know what that is. Okay. So, Elaine, acute kidney injury is when your kidneys temporarily shut down, right? It could be from a viral infection. You could be in a car crash, some traumatic accident, say an overdose. I know you don't use drugs, but when I was a dialysis technician back in 1988, I worked in a hospital, and this Caucasian guy, he was from Tennessee, and he was doing construction in Northern Virginia, and he had his wife and his daughter, and they were staying in a motel, and they found this gentleman with a needle in his arm on the floor. He had shot some dope, and it shut his kidneys down for about 3 to 4 weeks. And that's when I first started seeing someone's kidney come back into play. And so what they do when your kidneys temporarily shut down, they do dialysis to give your kidneys a rest, right? So they could kind of recuperate. And then what happens, how we can tell if your function is coming back, we have you do what's called 24-hour creatinine clearance, where you urinate for 24 hours. Each time you got to go, you have a container, you urinate in there and put it back, put it in a refrigerator. But medication, like I say, viral infection, it temporarily shut the kidneys down until they kind of heal and come back. And so dialysis takes the place to help them heal. So that's what AKI is, acute kidney injury. Some people get acute kidney injury, and it leads to end-stage renal disease. Just like with the COVID-19, they said a lot of people got kidney failure or had to go on dialysis because of the COVID. Well, a lot of those cases was acute kidney injury, where the function came back, but it probably scarred the kidneys and put them in that that category of having kidney disease in one of the stages, maybe 1, 2, something like that. Could be 3, who knows? And then you got some people that the COVID shut their kidneys totally down, and they moved on to end stage. So thanks for that question, Elaine. God bless you. Thank you for watching. I hope you're doing well. Keep watching, share that that petition, because this is outrageous with all these clinics. It's just appalling. Hey, Jerry Kimball, thanks, man. I will. Thank you, brother. Hey, Ashley, thank you for watching. Kidneys have a temp injury to them caused by a number of things. Yep, purpose of dialysis with AKI is to hopefully relieve the stress from the body to allow the kidneys to heal and start back up again. Absolutely. Yep. Ashley says dialysis have papers to help you start that. They do. That's the thing. They have papers, but they don't present it. I mean, I can speak from experience. I worked at One DaVita. I ain't gonna put them on blast, but I had went on to the web, to the employee's website to look up information. I came across all this information, education. I had seen one piece of that information out at any of the clinics that I worked at throughout my career. None of that. I was shocked and surprised to see education material not given out. So yeah, they do have this information, but the clinics that I've been in, they don't give them out to start that conversation. And plus the technicians are too busy on their phone and running around. So not all places, but a lot of places where I worked at. There are so many modalities. Don't let them make you. Yeah, absolutely. Even though I work for DaVita, I asked for the paper. Oh, yeah, no disrespect. I work for them too, but yeah, Ashley, no disrespect to you. I appreciate everything that you do. When I mention and talk about DaVita, it has no reflection on you or any of the workers. I'm looking at the company at the corporate level as a whole, because I feel like they have social responsibility to the community, especially when you're in 5, 6, 7 clinics in a 5 mile radius, and you don't have any billboards to let people know about diabetes and hypertension. People shouldn't have to go into the website, like try to locate this information about African Americans at risk for kidney disease, and that same information that that's the thing. They know that diabetes and hypertension are the 2 leading causes, and that African Americans don't know that they normally have it until the last minute. That's what's so disturbing about this whole thing is they know this, and they put the clinics in the communities based on the information that they know, without any education or awareness to let people know in the community what can happen. That's my beef right there. And it's not just with Davida, it's with Fresenius as well. Yeah, God bless you. Yeah, I want to have you on the show the 14th. Don't forget it. All right, I want to reach out to you. I think they should have it. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just trying to stop people. Damn. I can't tell you throughout my 34-year career how many people I've come in when I got called in on call to the emergency room to do dialysis, and person is like looking at me. They got the mask, the breathing mask. I'm trying to think of that one where you breathe it back out, the carbon monoxide, but they can't breathe, so they got the mask on to give them the breath, and they're waiting for me to get in there. They already got the temporary catheter in their subclavian catheter or in their jugular vein, and they're waiting for me to get there. Right? So here I come with the machine, right? Everything I'm setting up, putting the dialyzer up, hanging it up. And 3 hours later, 4 hours later, about 6 in the morning, the patient able to breathe. They finally fell asleep. And when I finish, I'm rinsing their blood back. And they looking at me. And they grasping my arm, saying, "Thank you. How did this happen?" The doctor didn't damn tell them. They in the emergency room. No one sat down to explain anything. You know how it works. If you're watching this and you experience that, you know how it works. I'm just trying to prevent other people from having to experience that. I'm so sorry if you experienced that and you're on dialysis now because of diabetes and hypertension and you didn't know. I'm so sorry. That's why I try to do what I do with the broadcast, with the videos. You know, I got a good friend out there, Larry Wallace. God bless him. This guy, Urban Street Media. He did a broadcast today. Guy got like 34,000 views. 34,000 views. People watching an argument at a crab house in Middle River, Maryland, because the owner who happens to be white said something on Facebook, right? And now you got all these people boycotting outside of the crab shack, whatever, Vince place. 34,000 people watching that. But yet, over 700,000 people are diagnosed each year with kidney disease, right? Over 100,000 people on the transplant list. You got more people on the transplant list than you have donors. Now, when the other people come on, get kidney failure and want to get on the transplant list, it's just going to increase. Yes, Ashley, I'm ready to have you on. And if anybody else want to come on Urban Health Outreach Media and talk about this, you have a family member dealing with diabetes or hypertension, you may be dealing with it. Let's talk about it. We don't charge any money. I don't ask you to, you don't sit here and every time I come on, I'm asking you to donate and donate. Have I asked for donations for the organization in the past? Yes, through the fundraiser. We are a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit organization recognized by IRS. So we've been cleared on Facebook. We've been verified and checked. But it's not about the donations. It's about giving you free information. But we need you to share the broadcast. We need to let other people know about this. Look, if you go to my page, Steve Belcher, RN, just look at a lot of those photos I shot today while I was filming Urban Crisis, a documentary that we're going to be bringing out hopefully this fall, shedding light on the urban community with the proliferations of kidney dialysis treatment, the high rates of diabetes and hypertension. Now, these clinics are not going anywhere. They have a vested stake in the community. As I mentioned before, DaVita is owned by Berkshire Hathaway. And those for you who don't know what Berkshire Hathaway is, it's a holding company, insurance. They have everything under there. But the main holder is Warren Buffett. So look, DaVita is traded on the New York Stock Exchange. Fresenius Medical Care on the New York Stock Exchange. So you can just think of it as being traded as shares, people on dialysis. I hate to say it like that, but that's almost how you got to look at it, because if you don't have the patients, you can't make the money. They're in the business of dialysis. Why would they not want for you to be on dialysis? That's why there's no education, and that's why we got to hold them accountable. Again, I shouldn't have to be doing a show preparing for end-stage renal disease. But the reality is, it has to be done. No one else is doing it. So with that being said, share this broadcast. I just hope and pray that we can get these people, when I say people, I mean these companies, the two largest ones that operate 70% of the market, Fresenius and DaVita, to implement kidney awareness in education in urban communities at risk across the United States. This is absolute travesty. Again, go to my page, Steve Belcher, RN, not the MSN, but the Steve Belcher RN, and look at the pictures. And just look at the multiple clinics that I share. And if you think that's okay, it's not okay. It's not. Just ask the thousands of people who go to dialysis 3 times a week. Ask them, is it okay? Yes, they're going to say it's okay because it helps sustain life. But we don't need this many clinics behind diabetes and hypertension, which are preventable diseases. We got to do something, guys. As my friend Aaron Willis said to me today, we have to come together as a community. And I'm talking about the kidney disease community, because if no one else wants to get out there and be the poster child for this, I accept. Because someone has to put these guys on notice. We can't continue to have multiple facilities in urban communities right next door to the Food Lion. I'm sorry, to the Dollar General. It's absolutely appalling. Now, let me just show you one picture that I want to download to show you how disturbing this is. Give me 1 second, please. All right, guys, I'm back. So what I wanted to show you, all right, I want you to get this image in your mind, please. Now, I cannot tell you how many broadcasts, and if you're watching this broadcast, give me a thumbs up if you know what I'm talking about. And if you've seen my past broadcasts and see me at Family Dollar or Dollar General right next door to a DaVita. This is absolutely appalling. This is the new normal now. If you look back 5, 10 years ago, you would never see nothing like this. Never, ever. But now, as my man Joseph Patterson out of South Carolina, same down there. Same thing, different city. You go to Houston, Texas. Same thing, different city. You go to Richmond, Virginia. Same thing, different city. You go to Jacksonville, Florida. Same thing, different city. You go to Thomasville, Georgia. Same thing, different city. Right? Go to Miami. Same thing, different city. You go to Baltimore, Maryland. Same thing, different city. What are we going to do about this? Who are we going to hold accountable? This is what that petition is all about. There's nothing pretty about this. Oh, I'm sorry. Greensboro, North Carolina is where Joe Patterson is at. Same thing, different city. Are we just going to stand by and accept this as the new normal for the urban community? Like we see 7-Eleven, like we see Subway, like we see the liquor store? Is this the new normal for the next generation? What are we going to do about it, educational wise? We have to do something as educators, as activists, as patients. We cannot stand for this. This is not just happening in Baltimore and Washington, D.C. You go to Southern California, and it's literally, I mean literally, a dialysis corner on every block. We come back across the country and go to New York, Brooklyn, Long Island, Queens, Bronx. We take it down south to Mississippi, Arkansas, Tennessee, Texas. What are we going to do about this? When is enough is enough? So I call on the kidney disease community and the community at large. If you hear my voice, help me. I mean, really help me. Not financially, but I need you to help me make these broadcasts go viral. Let our voices be heard throughout the world, globally. The United States is not the only people suffering. They're suffering overseas as well with this disease. This is a global problem. Help me make some noise globally. I can't do it alone. I can't do it alone. It's time to start talking, and it's time to take action. It's time to stop the likes and time to take action, to start the shares. It's good to like it, but share it. Make it known. Because if it's not, no one's going to know about it. We're talking about the 9th leading cause of death that one may have right now. If you have kidney disease, you're dealing with the 9th leading cause of death. So you're in a battle. You're in the fight of your life. We need to be heard. We need to be heard, guys. This is enough. This is enough. Hey, Candy, I'm sorry. Pittsburgh, same thing here. Education is the key, but try to get into educate is a really big pitfall, but trying to get into educate, it is. And I'm sorry that happened, but sadly, people are not going to know until it hits them at the last minute. Until you opening up that door and you're looking to the side and you see that kidney and you got that mask on and you had a catheter and you're in that bed and you're looking at your blood run through the filter. And you got all kind of thoughts going through your mind like, damn, what is that? 160. I wonder how much my blood, how much of my blood is outside of my body. Will I get sick? I hope I finish this treatment okay. I don't want that to happen to you at the last minute. You're sitting in the hospital looking at the kidney, wondering what happened. How did you end up here? So again, share this video. I thank you for watching. Tune in tomorrow for the Lisa Baxter Show at 8 o'clock. Then at 9 o'clock, I want to be talking with Aaron Kale, Paul Conway, David Rodriguez. They're going to be talking about the AAKP Ambassador Program right here on World Kidney News. If you got kidney disease and you're living in the United States or maybe overseas and you want to become an AAKB ambassador, tune in tomorrow and check it out. Hey guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, we got to stand strong together. We got to unite as one. And we got to start with that petition. We got to start with that petition because in 30 days or less, I'm going to be in Baltimore at a DaVita on the corner in front of DaVita with a little crowd holding a press conference stating the citizens' demand, because the citizens signed that petition. The citizens of the United States, we demand for these companies to implement kidney disease, diabetes, and hypertension awareness in urban communities across the United States. With that being said, thank you for watching. God bless you and have a good evening. And God bless the United States.
Yo, it's about to go down. I said, yo, it's about to go down.